What's going on, everybody? This is FlashMob, and this is episode 6. We have again the wonderful, illustrious Shannon Young. Alright, this is about to be foolish. We also have...
I told you not to play.
The beautiful Samantha Howard, talented. And our special guest today, he reigns.
We win.
We win.
Let's take a stand.
Let's take a stand.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
It's too many. We'll be here all day.
And that beautiful hymn he just wrote.
Oh, yeah. Y'all gotta hear that hymn.
Victory, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
The one, the only, Vincent, Pastor Vincent Bohanan.
Thank you.
Don't start your mess.
This is
so silly. I told him to be serious.
Okay, so
Really aggravated me.
On everybody's first episode, I tell them, I do this thing where I say when I realized that the person was great.
Right.
So when did I realize that Vincent Bohanan was great? There was a concert that was happening. It was at Bishop Hezekiah Walker's church. You guys, I think you did. What song was it for the very first time? I think it was We Win, actually. And the way that song shook that room, I was like, there's no way. Mind you, it was just like, okay, he writes some like nice songs. Like, okay, cool. But when I saw, no, seriously, because sometimes you got to see things like repetitively to be like, okay, he's really like that. Like, this is a real thing. So that day, at the time, Sean Copeland was playing for you. Sean had started playing with you. You know, Sean is my brother. And I said, no, this, all right.
No.
Oh my gosh. I spoke to Sean. I was like, no, bro, he can really, really write. Like, he can really write. And at the time, I knew you also just to be like a really, really dope organist, you know, because he used to, like, first of all, if you never heard the man play the organ, that's
you gotta hear him play.
That's a whole nother thing, right? And I was like, I walked away, I'm like, this is different. And like, we didn't really engage before then, but I was like, there's something has to come out of that, you know. So I really want to say I thank God for you. I thank God for your gift, your presence, your being. You are absolutely amazing
And funny.
and hilarious.
This guy is
and a mess.
funny.
And a mess.
Mad funny.
A Holy Ghost mess.
Holy Ghost mess is so good.
Okay, icebreaker.
Yes.
I think this would be funny. Would you rather date somebody with one leg or one arm?
Okay. These are the kind of questions I ask.
Nobody that don't got all day limbs.
These are the kind of questions we ask while we're on the bus going somewhere.
It is. It definitely is. That's pretty hard. Because it depends on what the situation is. Because if you want to walk in the park, you can't really walk in the park.
They can hop with you, bro.
But
Or you can get them a leg with a wheel.
No, they have prosthetics. You don't have to get a leg with a wheel. Just get a leg.
God forgive me. I'm not. All right.
Just get a leg.
A leg with a
But
wheel.
you know, there are some people that don't
Just
want
get a
that.
leg.
Turn it into a healing is crazy.
I don't know. That one is kind of hard.
No, I bet.
I guess the arm.
One arm.
That's very embarrassing too. Though. I don't know if I don't know. That's racist. I don't know. I really don't know.
Damn, where'd you get this question from? Like,
So these are really the kind of questions we ask when we're going somewhere with SLV.
Holy Ghost dropped in my spirit.
the Holy Ghost did not got this one.
Holy Ghost.
I'm gonna choose.
You dated somebody
No, you're about to make me so
without an R. Only no name.
Cause your dad making up stuff.
I can't take this.
Wait, Shannon, you dated somebody without
No,
an arm?
I did not. He's dead making up someone. You're mad annoying.
I literally can't take this.
What is the joke? Did he have like a short arm?
No.
Yes.
No. Who are you talking about?
I hope this person never watches this.
Who are you talking about?
What?
Right, we love all our handicapped brothers and sisters.
We do. No matter what.
It's just,
Okay, I'm choosing someone without an arm. Don't do that.
Respectfully, I'll just stay single.
No, you don't. That's not an option.
not a choice.
That is my choice.
No, that's not a choice. You have
my choice.
You have to pick something. That's how these games work.
I can just not exist.
No,
Like,
you're existing. You have to pick. You don't get it. You don't get to. No. So your choice is.
Well, I wouldn't want to have to wheel them everywhere. So maybe I'll pick somebody without it.
They can get a prosthetic.
It just depends on where it's prosthetic from the hip or the knee.
No, just the leg. From the knee down.
But if y'all want to lay on the couch and stuff.
You can still lay on the couch.
Okay, so if they have a prosthetic, then I can do the no leg
I'm literally
thing.
crying.
Yo, me too.
All right,
Can't
so
take this. What are you choosing?
Me?
Yeah.
I like hugs. So.
Start off with
I'll
They
do
can
the
hug you
leg.
with one arm.
I'll do one leg.
They can hug you.
I need both arms.
They can keep their balance.
Yes, they can. What's the sound? Yo, everybody's mad.
Guys, this is terrible. We're gonna get canceled.
No, we are not.
They're gonna be just as weak as us. They're gonna be weak. That we so weak.
Oh my gosh.
Well, can y'all
Please
y'all
don't
let us
cancel
know what
us.
y'all would choose?
Please don't cancel us.
Yeah.
Would y'all choose
really wanna
someone
know what
without
they're
an
gonna
arm
do.
or without a leg?
We're gonna get canceled.
Or you can't say anything else besides make a choice.
Put it in the comments or something.
We're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Do
let
not
us
cancel
know.
us. Please do not cancel us.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you okay?
No, because I feel like.
It's such a habit, huh?
Yeah.
Because in
I
the
told
middle
her to
of
put the
recording,
mirror.
I'm not putting a
I
mirror.
told her to put the mirror in here so we didn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
They're insane.
You know, I don't know if my shirt is halfway off. I don't know what's going on.
How are we halfway off?
I don't know.
It just smells like
I
that.
felt like I didn't have a shirt on just now.
Yeah, there's no way.
All right. He started. Let's start. Because
Okay.
we're not going to go nowhere. It's his fault.
Oh my
I
gosh.
told
I
you.
had to just check just now. I'm like, wait, what?
Put your shirt off.
I don't know.
You're annoying. Y'all.
Spirit in here.
No, it's not. It's spirit of peace and love.
A spirit.
Yeah, because hello. You're nuts. I told you not to play.
Yo,
That was the only one thing I told you
I
not to
should have
do.
known, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay. Today's episode, we are talking about vision. Miles Monroe said,
Sorry, Vincent, you are shaking the whole camera.
Am I? I'm just moving my foot.
I mean, I'm like,
You bouncing up and down because of my foot? Okay. You know what? How's my little foot
I don't know.
bouncing you up and down on this couch?
I'm like a Bigfoot. That's why. Oh my
Size
god.
12.
I just.
All right, let me just stay still. However my shirt is, if it's on, it's on. If it's off, whatever. All right, come on.
yo. All right. Okay. Vision. Today's episode is about vision, everybody. Miles Monroe said that sight is the function of the eye, and vision is the function of the heart. Vincent, we know you to be more of a visionary than the average human being. I mean, you got two choirs that are the Atlanta choir actually has an album out. Congratulations!
Yes,
it
it
just came out.
It's good.
Live in Detroit, Part 1.
I wrote everything.
Part 1.
Yeah.
So you've consistently been a visionary. I honestly want to know, how selective are you with who you share your vision with before the execution?
I've learned throughout the years that I can't really share everything because there are some people that will try to discourage you out of what you see, you know? And from the beginning, when I knew that I had this large outlook on life. I would want to share it with the people that I was cool with, but it's sometimes even those people that can't see what you see, and that's a sad thing, when you got people that are close to you that can't see how you see and what you see. But I'm learning that it's not for them to see all the time. Sometimes it's not those people that are close to you. It's not your friends, and it's not those people that you are, out with and all of that stuff, that are really going to understand what you see and how you're going to get there and all of that stuff. So in 2025, I'm very, very selective. I don't really share a lot because there are some people that will try to steal your ideas too, and try to put, like, you didn't think about that. Good and well, that came right from me. Or from,
God.
From God. But so you got to be very, very careful. A wise man just, said that one time. You got to be very careful.
Be very, very
careful.
No, that's so true. I feel like you have chosen. Well, before I even say you chosen, do you feel like the people who you surround yourself with are people you handpicked, or do you feel like it kind of just naturally came
I think it naturally came. I think with those that are around me now that I work with closely, those are not people that I handpicked. I wouldn't really handpick those people.
You wouldn't pick me? That's crazy. That's really crazy.
He's not taking it back.
That's really crazy.
Well, you really don't see it.
He's talking about both of us.
No, right.
No, I'm saying just in general. Like sometimes you don't really see.
The bigger picture.
Yeah, you don't see the bigger
we didn't
picture.
see this.
You don't. Yeah.
We didn't
I didn't see this.
Yeah.
I didn't see it at all. And so, I think that it just happened organically.
Absolutely.
And when it happens organically, that's how you know it is all him. That's how you really, really know that it's all God, because he has a way of bringing people together and bringing people apart and bringing people together. And I think it's so important that you keep that in mind, that those people that he's putting in your life may not be the people that you talk to every day and all this other stuff, but those are the people that you're going to do life with, And I think that those are the people that you got to hold close,
So, speaking of organic, how did you guys align?
That's you.
Yes, you.
Oh, I don't know. You have to ask him.
She came to the choir through Juanita. Juanita was in the choir. Yeah, Juanita was in the choir, and then she came like the second year or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you came like the second year. And then, it just happened through there. I don't know how she started working closely.
I remember. We went on tour. When we came back.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, when we went on tour, the first tour, and then when we came back, you asked me and Michael.
Okay.
And I feel like I didn't really know Michael like that either. Mm-hmm. Like I knew him in like passing.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know him. And I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know why he think I can. I was like, I don't know what I'm about to do. And I was like, I don't know if I should do it. And I spoke to Tiffany. And she was like, you got this. You could do it. It's easy. She tricked me. She tricked me. No, but I feel like having Michael and also like God. And then once you understand him, it is easy. He's going to do what he wants. So you just got to make sure,
You just gotta help him.
Yeah, just gotta go along with it.
That is one thing I say is very admirable.
Ooh,
that's the word?
Yes. Almost
I got it out once, I'm not saying it again. That's one thing about you, like, it could be frustrating to those working with you, but, like, when you have something that you want to get done, it's
to
like,
even if you gotta do it himself,
figure out a way to make it make sense and make it work. I must say that zeal that you have to just follow through. I talk about follow through. Follow through is one of the biggest or strongest attributes any leader can have.
Yeah.
Because the difference between the person who is unsuccessful and the one who is literally because one followed through.
Yeah.
Right? So just seeing the things that you push and you press through to just make sure things happen, I just be like, yo.
Yeah.
It's one of those things too that like if you don't like, I guess depending on what side you're on. So like if you don't do what's needed to be done so that like whatever he's seeing can come to fruition, then he's gonna do it. And if he does it, it's gonna get done, but like it's very murky while it's happening. It's like it just makes more sense to just help, just jump in and just do it.
Help and follow.
Yes,
and that's the thing. Like the people you surround yourself with, like outside of me, like I can just see everyone has that mindset of let's help him get to that destination.
Yeah,
because
and you gotta have those people around you because I make sure that I don't have anybody around me that doesn't have the same type of faith that I have. You know, so don't come to me with anything about, oh, we really don't have them. It's too expensive. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
I know you don't.
No, we really don't be talking money either.
We don't talk about
like,
no money. I don't know how we pay for anything that we do.
No, for real. He'll be like, I want to have this at a circus with the lions and zebras dancing, and I'm just like, all
And
right.
so, you know, I have now surrounded they have now learned that those are not questions that we ask. Of course, you know, it's wonderful to be wise, to see what we need to spend and all of that other stuff, but there's a certain level of
faith.
I think there's a certain level of faith that I have that I just know that it's always going to work out.
Faith for the vision.
Faith for the vision. And if you're not going to have that type of faith, you know, we probably can't work together. Because if you're always going to be like, oh, that's too expensive. Oh, I don't know if we can get that. And all this other stuff. Yeah, we can't work together. Because your faith is too low.
It's
very like
it's a real thing.
Serious, yeah.
Have your service at, at some little, whatever. And,
Let that be that.
you do what you do. And I'm going to do what I do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sam, let me ask you a question. Has faith something has
What?
because I'm looking at her and looking at me like, okay, is faith something that was a struggle for you, or do you feel like you came into your own, like, already leaning into your faith?
It just depends on like what part of me.
She just got saved.
I'm about to say, you asking her that because she's 7 day.
First of all,
Don't let the beat up for you, bro. I got you back.
I was asking why you was asking that.
No, I'm talking about faith to follow through.
Oh, follow through.
No,
I wasn't
faith to
sure.
follow.
Look,
Yeah.
come on, you
that's why I
gotta
did not
stay
just
on.
get saved, Vincent. Like what's wrong?
He's crazy.
I need water, bro.
Faith has always been a thing for me, but like it's, I guess, what type of, like, what part of me are you talking about? Because I always had faith to follow through whatever it was that I was doing. So I transitioned from just singing in the church choir to kind of like moving into the BGV world and then moving into artistry. I had faith with everything else except for artistry. Artistry was very, very, very scary for me.
So that's when you had to now walk by yourself. While you was in the choir, you can now lean on everybody and all that other stuff. But
Are you trying to like?
no.
Okay.
I'm being so serious.
Oh no! Okay, so I thought you was trolling me. I thought you was trolling me.
I'm in the Holy Ghost.
Okay, so it's not about. So yes, so you are right to a degree.
I'll be back, y'all. I'm getting water.
When it
Continue. It's fine.
Because he's choking.
Minister.
when it came to the choir and stuff like that, somebody's telling me what to do,
Yeah.
or if like I'm in a group and I'm singing with the group, the leader is like, "Oh, we're gonna do this and da da da. I want to get us a record deal. And they're in charge. I'm just showing up to rehearsal and singing. But to be an artist, like you're in charge of all of that. Like
You're in
that
charge of everything.
is
Isn't
scary.
the decision making that scary? Like just making sure you make the right decision for you.
Yeah, well, also knowing like what is the checklist? Like when you work a 9 to 5, like you go to work and they're like, "Hey Sam, this is the list of things you need to get done for today." As an artist, like you gotta compile that list and then you gotta hold yourself accountable to complete that list. And it's like it's just scary. And I think I kind of, when I was doing R&B, like when I was doing secular music, I actually kind of felt a little more confident in that. When I went to gospel, I was like, I don't know nothing about being no gospel artist, and don't walk me to the front. I don't want to sit down in the front. How do I tell them I don't want to do that? I'm not wearing a skirt. I'm not like, it was just, all of that was scary, but God, I asked God for help, and he gave me grace.
And he helped you.
He did. But yeah, but
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm back. Need a horse.
Back.
Where's your clothes?
He was hot, y'all.
I got hot.
He was hot. We told him not to put on his red
You're
jacket.
breaking the continuity.
It's alright. God is still
This is
glorified.
When song
I feel
gonna
like
get
this
you?
is right.
When song gonna get you?
No, she not. Cool.
This keeps my mic keep falling.
That's not my department.
Is this fine? Okay. I'm good.
Oh my gosh.
Just don't. Everyone just keep calm with yourself.
That thing is leaning.
Yo. Do your vision scare you sometimes?
Yes. I'm pretty. Wait, were you talking to Vincent or Sam?
No. You go ahead.
Did you say your name?
We're all answering. It's fine.
No, wait. No, did you say your name just now?
I didn't say a name, but
I thought you were
guess
looking at me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just go ahead, girl.
Go ahead.
Nah, it's okay. Go ahead.
No,
Vincent.
go.
No, don't.
We want to hear.
No, it's fine.
Go ahead. I think you should answer.
I'm kind of like Vincent a little bit. Not that I want to be, but I'm joking. No, if I want to come in swinging from a tree branch, I'm gonna do it. If I want to come in, if I want to ride in a helicopter,
I believe you.
like I'm literally that person. Like I want to ride on a camel.
I think she's Beyonce.
No, once I knew she was doing her own edits to her stuff, I said, "Oh yeah, this girl, she's bad.
No,
She is bad."
Literally, like I'm that person. Like I wanted to have a party on the beach in my music video, and I did it, and I got a bunch of people to do it. Like whatever it is I want to do, I'm gonna do it. I wanted to take over a train, and we went 3 a.m. and when nobody was there, and we all took over. Wow.
Why y'all looking at me laughing? I'm listening to song. Keep going.
Because
I'm like, wow, 3 a.m. is early.
I wanted to take over MTA train car.
Why y'all so weird?
Childish.
We're gonna have to chop up the mess out of this episode.
No, leave it as is.
No, we cannot.
I wanted to take over an MTA train car and do a music video in there, and I was like, they're like, how you get the permits? And I'm like, child, we going with God.
You
3
need
a.m.
permits?
You need
Yeah.
permits for that, yeah. But we didn't get no permits. We just went at 3 a.m. and like we just mobbed.
She's not suggesting that you do this.
I mean-
This was the grace that was on her for this assignment. Right. It's not for everyone, so don't
We passed the
say
statutes of limitations.
that
You can't lock her up for this anymore. It's a long
or that
time ago.
Sam said anything. I'm not a lawyer either, so you know. But I'm just saying.
But what did it? I mean, those are just small. I have bigger visions, but like, yeah, no, they scare me sometimes because I'm just like, dang, how am I gonna pay for this? I'm like, all right, YOLO. So,
Period. You can answer now.
I think sometimes it can be, and it can be very scary. But, and then I realize who I am. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
Something you would say.
You know, you know.
This is why we work well together, though. You know?
Because it's always going to work out. And so, as I grow more and more, the visions get larger and larger. You know, and so I'm realizing that my faith now has to get larger and larger as well.
For sure.
Do you think like your confidence and like God's ability to always show up and come through for you also encourages you to just go ahead and take that leap?
Yeah, I really have faith in God. You know, I think a lot of people sing about it and we say that we have it out of our mouths, but really and truly, these people don't have no faith, you know, for the smallest stuff.
Yeah.
We don't even have faith for the smallest stuff sometimes. And so I think that I've been graced with faith. Come on. I've been graced with faith and a high level of faith at that, you know. I really believe that anything is possible.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I feel like I am learning to like trust and have faith. Trust God and have faith in God for everything.
Yeah.
I like to assign him things that I feel like, you know, and the things that I do believe him for, it blows my mind. Like, even this apartment, you're gonna hear a lot about this apartment. This is all faith.
Look at the view.
Before I got the apartment, I remember knowing that I had to move from Jersey, and I purchased this couch, and I picked a date. Mind you, I didn't submit my application for this apartment yet. Nothing had happened, but I saw it, I knew I wanted it, and I knew I was going to have it. And so when I went to go purchase this couch, they was like, what date? I said March 10th. And I remember it got closer to the date. They actually denied me for this apartment the first time. Wow. And my friends were like,
try again.
They were like, you need to They was like, you need to change your delivery date. I said, I'm not changing this delivery date. And my friends was like, all right, well, okay. And let me tell y'all, I moved into this apartment, all right, on March 9th.
Oh
and this couch was delivered on
Get
March
up and
10th.
dance.
Get up and dance right now.
Leave me alone. So, like, I feel like when it comes down to things like that, like, I definitely have faith and I believe God, but then it'd be things like...
The gift of faith is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
It'll take you so far.
It grows you.
It'll take you so far. And it moves you in so many different other spaces and arenas that you couldn't even really imagine. And so I think that is definitely a gift that all Christians should actually ask for. God, give me the gift of faith. Because without it, you can't please him, number one, according to the scripture. It is impossible to please God without faith. And so, I think that's just something that we should really pray for. God, give me more faith in you. And so I think from that point on, you'll be able to really see how far you can really go.
And the amazing thing is, you don't need a lot of it. You just need a little bit.
Faith is a mustard seed chair.
Yeah, and as God continues to move those mountains and perform those miracles and do those things, your faith grows. Like, it really does grow.
It's literally the substance of things hoped for. Literally, what you're hoping for it's literally all wrapped up in faith. And the evidence of things that you can't see. You didn't see the part, but you just knew.
I just knew. I wasn't changing that date.
You had the faith for it.
Y'all.
I think that in my life, faith is, first of all, faith for the vision is really a thing, because sometimes I get visions and I'm just like, you want me to do that? Like, that's not me. Like, case in point. Like, we're sitting here doing a podcast.
Right.
But literally, God gave me that vision. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because I was talking to Rich the other day, Rich Tolbert, and we were talking about just the fact that, we study great people. I like to study. So I would watch podcasts and watch interviews of different people. And I just was like, I just want to figure out how to develop myself and grow myself just as an individual, not just as a drummer, not just as a producer, just as an individual. And in me watching those things, God showed me being in that seat, but not just the person being interviewed, but the person and like speaking to people like you. You know what I'm saying? And because what happens is, I think that oftentimes the listener or the viewer doesn't get a chance to really know the person, right? Yeah. You look at a person like Cardi B, right, who may not be what some would say the most talented, right? But people got invested in her as a character. And because they got invested in her as a character, they said, hey, I want to follow this person more. So when she, no matter if she go rap, sell lipstick, whatever they do, they're invested in whatever she does. So if I can take someone who is a believer, who is strong in their faith, who is actually pursuing the things of God, and have these conversations with them, maybe someone says, I want to be just like Pastor Bohanan, because, and then they follow you from a standpoint where now the only thing you have to do is keep pointing up. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that faith thing is a real thing, because I don't believe in catching L's. I don't believe in, like, anything I do, I know that it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just no way. And it's not just because of me. It's just because I know that if I'm doing it, it's because I was charged to. I know I was pushed to. I know that God gave me that I can't even think of the word, but the the push to, basically.
And I also think that that is a wonderful way to show off who he really is as well. So once people really see that you have the faith, and once they see that what you were really praying for, and all of that, and they actually see that it works, they're gonna want to know, what is this all about?
Right.
Is this, is this magic or whatever? And then you tell them, there's nothing mystical.
Yeah.
This ain't mystical. This is Jesus Christ himself that has now provided the way for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder what your life would be like without the visions that God gave you? Like,
boring. It would probably be very boring. I think
Riding bikes all over the city.
Yeah, riding bikes in the city. I don't know what I would be doing actually, if I wasn't doing what I'm doing today. I would probably be working with. I'll probably be working in the funeral home. I love dead bodies.
Don't say me too.
I love dead bodies. I love how their face is. Their neck be so big in the casket. I have a whole folder of.
I believe you. I don't want to see it.
Rich said you're going to jail.
No, Rich said you want to do the same thing.
I love it.
Rich want to work with dead bodies too. He likes dead people.
I love it.
Yeah.
I need.
Rich loves dead people.
Please.
I need the final viewing.
Oh yeah.
Now,
We need. What's you call?
if they not having a casket there, don't invite me to your funeral.
So you
Don't invite me to your funeral.
You want hooking up to the body like?
Come on. I need to examine it and all that other stuff, but I think that I would probably be doing something in the funeral home, And so, but I thank God that He's given me,
Me too.
what I have today.
I thank God too, because hello. No, you know what I be thinking too? Like, if God didn't give you what you have, then like, where would that have placed me to? Like, because everything, I feel like everything
Placed
is
everybody.
Yeah, everything's connected.
Everything is literally connected.
And so, thank you for your obedience.
Oh, amen.
Yo. Okay, so let me ask you guys this: how do you deal with opposition as it pertains to your vision? Like, okay, you see what your end goal is, but now you're pressing toward it, and then the roadblocks come up.
Oh my gosh.
Roadblocks. Roadblocks can be people. Roadblocks can be so many different other things, and
Could be me. So it could be your own roadblock. Let me tell you,
it could be yourself.
I'll be
Sometimes
stopping me.
And I remember in the beginning for our first anniversary, I said I wanted to have it at the Symphony Space on the Upper West Side, and that was just unheard of for so many people in the choir. They were like, why are we not going to do it at a church and all this other stuff? I said,
New Life.
Yeah, I said, no, that was just the preview.
Mount Sinai.
Yeah, I said, no. This is not that type of thing, And so, a lot of them did not understand why we were now renting out this whole space with all of these seats, and now we had to sell tickets and stuff. And so from that point on, I realized that even some people in your own camp will be a hindrance, and they'll try to speak against it just because they don't see it.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of people in the choir that did not see, and they probably didn't even believe that it could really, come to what it is today, because they're so used to seeing the same mediocre stuff. They're just so used to that, and that's all they see. And now once they get to see something brand new, they say, oh no, that can't work out, but I had a trick for them. And I fooled them all.
Yeah, you did. Here you are, 11 years later.
11 years later.
You done traveled.
Is this awesome?
Yes.
Is this how you sound?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think this is arrogant. Is it arrogant?
No, it's confident.
No.
Confidence, brother.
No. We're not saying it's arrogant
okay.
at all.
I don't think it's arrogant.
It's
I
good
think,
though. It's like you can't see failure.
No.
Like you just can't see it, right? It's like how.
I don't even know what that is.
There's no failure in God.
Well, when I hit roadblocks, you know what I do?
Cry.
No, actually, I lay on my beanbag and I put my weighted blanket on me, and I just have to like just rest. And no, for real. You know why? Because sometimes I just need a break.
Yeah.
And like that's what I've been doing for like the last few weeks, just like kind of like sulking, or sulking, whatever it's called. And then like even from these conversations, like I'm reminded again of who God is. And so now I'm like, okay, let me get back up. Let's take the weighted blanket off. Let's get off the beanbag.
Oh, you get to rest when God gives you these ideas.
No, I choose to. It's not that I get to. Like
I smacking you like boom.
I literally shut down, but it's because I get to a point where I'm just like so overwhelmed. But then it's not good because once I shut down, like nothing gets done.
I am very much I'm like that in a way where if I don't have the answer, I get quiet. I don't shut down, but I really get quiet because I don't like speaking about what's going wrong. I like getting to the answer, figuring it out, and then I'm like, okay, cool, we can talk. Why are you cool? Anyway.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't really talk about where I am in the middle of it.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to really share that we're thousands of dollars away from what we need. I'm just not going to bring it up. You know, I'm just going to be like, okay, well, this is what we need to do. And then I also create a plan in my head as well. God, give me a plan on what I need to do in order to generate, you know, what we need.
Extra income,
All right. And he helps me with that. All right. So he helps you through it all. And he'll never allow you to now drown in what he showed you. Yeah. You know? If he showed it to you, and that means that you can have it in your hand.
I'll even say this though. Relationships are the highest form of commerce. Right? And God puts certain people in our lives because we can't even afford their gift.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, he placed them in our life so that what he needs to come forth comes forth. Like when it comes down to all of this, I can't afford Key, Winsong, Jay. I can't afford to have y'all sitting on this couch, right? But the fact of the matter is, the relationship is to where people will go outside of whatever they may feel they should be doing, or what their worth is, because the fact of the matter is, they can see and feel God's hand on something.
And they can see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And most people will like to wait until you make it and then jump on.
Yeah.
You know, we've had a lot of people like that as well that did not believe that it would be anything. And then once we now put out a hit or something, now,
oh, I knew him.
Day one.
Neff and all this other stuff.
Neff is crazy.
Don't unk me.
That's true though. That's so true.
Me, don't
enough
auntie
to be
me
an
and
uncle.
nothing. Yeah, don't do that now, because you know, if you really had a spiritual lens, and if you had a spiritual, but even if you didn't have a spiritual lens, you should always wish, you know,
Wish well.
Yeah, wish well. You know, even if you're not spiritual, you should just have that within you to just say, you know, whatever. I hope you succeed.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's interesting though, because I think human beings are just creatures of what we know. Yeah. You know, what we know is a representation of comfort. What we don't know is scary. You know what I'm saying? So if I've never seen a Vincent Bohanan before, it's like, no way, he can't do that. You know, like we never seen that before until you show us it could be done. That actually helped me develop in life, because I would have so many different aspirations and I would feel like people didn't see the direction I was going in. And I'm like, they've never seen it before, so why would I expect them to get it? You just
or
don't
they
get it.
have seen it and they see that it's going to be greater than what they've seen.
Yeah.
And so they now
To
try
a degree.
to. I was literally just about to say that. Trying to sabotage, because there's some people that wish you well until they see that your will is better than their will.
Oh,
That is
can't be done.
And then they say it can't be done because they want to keep you right where you at.
See, she ain't just get saved.
Come on.
Some people, that's real
It's
talk.
the truth, and it's a scary thing that they don't want to see you move beyond where they were or where, but you should never have that type of mindset.
Yeah.
Whoever comes after me, do greater. And I think that the generations before us, unfortunately, and I love them and stuff, but they kind of struggle with that sometimes. You can't be anything greater than us.
You know what I think
about? They may
about?
not say it, but I feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I think? Yo, I think about the fact that,
you can't be greater than me.
They lean on the fact, sometimes, let me not say they, a lot of them lean on the fact that we don't know. And when I look back, I'm like, you were my age once and you were doing your thing. You didn't know all that you know now, but you were still doing your thing. So if you feel like I don't know, tell me what I don't know. Don't talk about what I don't know to Bob and Jenny, Mark, help us develop, and to a lot of their excuses would just be, they don't give credit to where credit is due. I'm like, if you know me, I give honor. That's one thing about me. Like, I'll tell you the lineage of who invested in me and how much they imparted in me. So that's never the case with me. But to your point, I think sometimes it gets to a point where there's like, who does he think he is? And I'm like, I worked hard, and I followed you to a degree. You know what I'm saying? You helped me get to where I am. Why diminish what God has commissioned me to do? That's the word I couldn't think about earlier. Commission.
That's why in those cases sometimes because that has discouraged me. It's just like, wait, I thought you would be proud of me. You like, huh? Then sometimes it feels like those people become your enemy. But it's a fine line between what I try to do is sometimes, I don't want to say hold it to myself, but I kind of don't reveal it too early because people can speak against and curse what you're doing. But then there's also a fine line between that and then also speaking about it so that when people see that it's done, when they thought it couldn't be done, now they see the evidence of God's hand on your life. So it's a fine line between knowing when to share and when to not share.
It's a crazy thing. I've even had someone just say, I just hated what you did, and I just
What's the rest? Like what?
Oh God, you don't even want to know the rest.
Wait, what?
I say, well, I didn't really like what you did either. I wasn't too fond of you either. But, some people don't hate what you do. They just hate that it's actually you.
Yeah.
They actually love what you do, but they hate that it's you.
Or they can love that it's you, but hate that it's not them. That's also a thing too.
Oh, man.
Because it's like, I'm happy for you, but I'm really angry for me. So now that is shadowing.
And I think a lot of it is that they're angry that they didn't use their time. Because once you miss your time is up. And so a lot of people wonder why I'm just so adamant at always releasing music and all. You gotta ride the wave.
You're preaching to me.
Because that wave is not going to wave forever.
Yeah.
It's not.
But I still want to feel the effects of the wave even when I'm not
in the wave.
Mm-hmm. No, that's so true, because when you look at, there's transitions that happen in life, right? You look at David. David went from being a shepherd to being a minstrel to being a warrior to being a king. And if he didn't hear or shift when God caused him to shift, he would be out of alignment, and being out of alignment, you're out of purpose. And if you're out of purpose, you're unfulfilled. So you're living a life, you could be a phenomenal musician, but if God is saying, I'm transitioning you to focus on this in this season, but you're still stuck trying to do this, and you're wondering why I have this weight on my shoulders, why I'm never happy. Are you actually consulting God about what you're supposed to be doing? And did you do what he said to do when he said to do it? When you look at Moses' story, Moses, the reason why he never entered the promised land was simply because of disobedience. God told the man, speak to the rock this time. Moses did but also in him hitting it, that was something that was familiar to him. He just did what was familiar, because the first time God told Moses, hit the rock. That's the first time. But the second time he said, no, just speak this time. He didn't listen. And that is why he missed out on his promise. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be very, very mindful, to your point, Pastor, of just making sure that we are in right alignment with what God has for us in time.
You'll know when you need to do what you need to do. You'll feel it. It'll be like an ease.
You'll literally feel it, especially if you're submitted.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be.
I know it's time for me to shift when I start becoming super uncomfortable, and I start like perseverating on whatever it is that like the next is, to the point where like I have no rest, no peace,
uncomfortability.
I'm like, okay, God, you're screaming. Really, I hear you. You're loud. Yeah. But you know, I'm a little deaf, so.
And I get uncomfortable with doing the same stuff all the time. So even at the church, I got to change something around. I got to get a new...
Always changing something.
Curtain, light, something.
Chairs.
I got to change the chairs around because I can't do the same thing over and over and over again. And that was the same thing with the choir. I said after 10 years of having this concert in January, the same anniversary, you know, and people love it. But for me, I'm uncomfortable now because now it's good. But to me, it's the same thing.
Yeah. We were talking about comfortability.
Yeah. And so I was really glad that this last year we were able to now incorporate something totally different with now adding the classes and all of that to it. And it was such a great way for me to feel as if, okay, now, it's where I needed to be.
There was purpose behind it.
Yeah,
I felt like I was fed too. Like sitting and listening to Dr. McAllister was like.
Oh yeah.
I was telling him, I was like, each one. I said, I wish everyone could have went to all of the classes because I was in every class. Because I thought I was a content creator, and and I was like, wow, like really good stuff was like happening in each class that I felt like everyone could benefit from on some sort of level. You know, maybe I don't want to write a song, but just hearing how like David Bratton was talking about how he gets in the word, like the songs are there.
Elder Bratton is he's amazing too.
And I was just like, all right, God, I hear you. He's telling me to press into you a little bit more. Period. You know.
Yeah, and so that's where I was mentally with that. I said, okay, after 10 years, it was a wonderful 10-year stretch. Yeah. Now what? Now what do we do? How can we now enhance this with, at the same time, pouring into the people? All of these people that the Lord has now entrusted me with. Yeah. You know, now there has to be a greater purpose to us now getting these flights, the hotel, all the Uber, spending all this money. It's got to be more than us wearing a robe, singing, and shouting.
Home, yeah.
You know.
Even the prayer was really good.
And, oh, yeah, we had prayer,
I was
too.
in that corner.
I said, now listen, we're going to have prayer, too.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's where I was with that. But all of that just leads back to vision.
Absolutely.
You know, having that vision.
Pastor Bohanan, I want to say you are doing a marvelous job.
Yeah.
No, like in all honesty, like you are a living, breathing example of what faith, follow through, and vision looks like.
Yeah. And
just the fact that you have that one track mind, the blinders to just see the goal and know that it's attainable. I want you to know it's inspirational to me as much as it is to everyone around you. So Mob, stay focused, stay prayed up, be faith moved, keep the vision, stay purpose. FlashMob out.
Keep hope alive.
All right. You're annoying.
Yo, that is going to be so
we're
funny.
done.